Hi everyone, it's Chelsea here, bringing you another segment of Living in Southwest Florida. There is a new loan program out there that allows buyers to buy their replacement property before they sell their old home, and it gives them money for things like 6 months of house payments, appraisal gaps, and even money to get that old home market ready. Sounds too good to be true? Well, today we're going to be speaking with one of their lenders and get a little bit more of information for you. But before we jump in, really quick, it would mean a lot to me if you could go ahead and hit that like button so the YouTube algorithms share this information with others and they let me know what you'd like a little bit more of. Also, kind of feels good on my self-esteem to know I'm not just talking to myself. And as always, we love helping people from all over the country buy and sell their homes here in Southwest Florida. So if you or anyone you know of are even thinking about moving to the area, please feel free to use the contact information below. All right, let's jump right in. Hi, Andrew. Good morning. How are you today?
I am great. Wonderful.
Thank you so much for joining me. Just so everybody is aware, this is Andrew from Knock, and Knock is a new lending program, lender throughout the U.S. And so I thought it'd be really great. They are offering some pretty incredible programs right now that we really aren't seeing in the marketplace. And I would love for Andrew to come in and explain what those look like. So Andrew, I'm going to hand it over to you. Can you describe for everybody what Knock is?
Well, Knock, what I like to tell people is we are a technology company. But what we're doing is we are providing the modern solution to the hassles of conventional mortgaging. That is one of the biggest things that we are focused on, is providing that customer aspect to what we have going on in the lending industry as far as the hassles.
Very cool. So why don't we talk about some details here? Like what can consumers, like what's a good situation for a consumer who is looking for a Knock loan?
Well, there's a whole bunch of different situations. And when I talk about Knock to my clients, is I explain to them we have 5 base pillars. We have tons of videos, we have tons of links and all this other stuff. But if you think of these 5 pillars, these are basically the foundation of what Knock provides for our consumers. And that is, we allow them to access the equity of their current home with a non-contingent offer. In this current marketplace, that's huge. That is gold right now. It allows you to be relevant in the conversation when it comes to purchasing that new home. The next pillar is we allow you to use your equity up to that 20% towards that down payment. This will allow you not to tap into your liquid assets or put you in a position that, where you're trying to do that balance. The next one is we provide up to 6 months worth of mortgage payments on your existing home. And how does that play in? We want you to move into your new home first. That way you don't have the stress of trying to purchase, balance out with, doing updates, having people in your home at the same time. If you purchase first and then sell, it allows you to do all those other things during that time frame. The next pillar that we have is that $25,000 worth of home prep funds. That means everything from doing minor updates or repairs to get you that top dollar on the market. Or if you wanted to, have a setup where you have your home staged. This is all after you've already moved in and you're already comfortable where you're at. This allows you to do that. And the last one is the appraisal gap, which currently right now in this situation, there are times where, you're going to have to put a little bit more out there than you usually would in order to secure that new home. It's just the way the market is right now. Well, we allow you to use your equity for that appraisal gap. Instead of you bringing that $25,000 for the difference between the appraisal and what you put in on the offer, we allow you to use your equity in order to do that. Once again, not putting that stress on your liquid assets to do that.
Fantastic. And I think that this is a really interesting program for that reason, because it's basically letting people tap into the equity on their current house so that they can use it to propel themselves forward in the most seamless kind of fashion, right? So like maybe a really good example is somebody who is moving from and correct me if I'm wrong here, but they have to live in a Knock market currently. They're selling in the Knock market and moving into a knock market. And
Well,
so,
knock state. They don't have to be into a knock market. They have to be where their current home is. It needs to be in a knock market. But let's say they're in the Cape Coral area, and they want to move to rural Georgia. Well, you can do that. We have that ability because you're starting off in that knock market.
okay, excellent. And currently, knock is in how many markets?
We are currently in 50 markets. Right now, the states that we are in California, Arizona, we're in Minnesota, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee, with more coming online all the time.
Excellent. And how many did you guys start the year with?
We started with 4 markets. We're in over 50 now, so we are experiencing massive growth as we go.
And what do you guys intend to be growing similarly in the future?
I missed that part.
Do you intend to be? Do you think that you guys expect this kind of rapid growth to continue? I guess is a better way of phrasing the question.
Absolutely. We plan on having that growth. We plan on bringing this to more clients and more customers as it is feasible for us on the lending side.
Very cool. Well, that's awesome because we do get a lot of migration patterns coming to Florida, right? And so seeing new markets coming online, maybe they might not be online today, but they might be online 4 months from now or 6 months from now or a year from now. And so this is a really great product for people who may not have it right now, but will have it in the future, can access. But let's talk about those people who can access it right now. So let's say they're moving from Atlanta to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a house to sell. So this knock program is going to allow people to make that move without selling their house first, get settled here in Florida.
Absolutely.
Have access to the equity that they had in their Atlanta home, and make this a little bit more seamless for them.
And that's the whole premise behind this solution. It is to have that seamless transition, that flow on their timetable. It makes it so that they get to choose when they do certain things, when they get to sell their house, when they have the people come in and show, when they have the contractors do the updates that they need to have those things done. It may not be advantageous due to school or because of work. You need to have that flexibility. And before, the system was very, very rigid, the way that we had to go about it. You had very strict timetables. Now you have a 6-month window in order to complete this transition, which trying to complete it in a couple of weeks versus 6 months is night and day as far as stress level. And we have a lot of people that, based off not having that stress alone, and being able to make their choices when they want to is more than just enough reason, other than the other benefits that we have. We wanted this to be as stress-free as possible type of scenario versus what it was previously.
That's amazing. So talk to me about the logistics on this, because I'm sure lots of people will be listening to me like, well, what's the catch? So let's talk about how this works, right? So I'll let you go into more detail. How does this work?
Well, what happens is, you would sit there with the client and let them know. And there's a couple different ways that we can go about it. I can actually do a consult with you as well and explain all the different terms and how it goes about. But you would check the property eligibility. Once the property is eligible, we would then get a couple pictures of each room in the home, and then we would have you do an online application, just as you would for any other lender. Once you do that application, anywhere from 3 to 5 business days, if you're W-2'd, we would have you with a pre-qualification letter so you can start that house hunting operation. And within 7 to 10, depending on how quickly we get documentation, we can have a full pre-approval for you. That, once again, is with that non-contingent offer ability, which allows you to freely go out and compete in the current market. And then we are, like most lenders, a 30-day close.
I want to take a step back too. The reason why you are able to provide this program and provide this is because you guys are also offering to buy that house after 6 months, correct?
Yes, and it's a backup plan. It is not even on our radar. The reason why we provide that is to have that non-contingent ability, but
Right.
more less it's that peace of mind for the customer. We don't buy houses. We have not bought one yet. Our whole premise is to allow you to get top dollar on the market. We are not an iBuyer. What we do is we allow you to, put your home in the best position possible to get you the greatest amount of equity afterwards. And one of the components is some people may be saying, well, I have 60% equity in my home. That's, you're only giving me 20% for the down payment, all these other things. Well, within that 6-month window of time, you sell your home and you have, let's say, $100,000 extra. You can do a recast, which is a very simple product that we allow for $300 to $500, and allows you to put that money towards the principal on your new home and recalculate your monthly payment. Not a refinance. It doesn't change the terms, time frame, or interest rate. It just allows you to use your money to benefit you and your family.
So they get their house approved, they go house hunting, and the reason why they can place this non-contingent offer is because they basically have an offer on that original house already.
In hand.
They get a move over, and then there is basically, is it like, does the extra loan work kind of like a HELOC, a home equity loan?
It is not a bridge loan. It is
Okay.
not a home equity line of credit. We are doing what we call an equity advance. What we're basically saying is, based off of the information that we have, we are comfortable with the value of the home having XYZ equity. That equity we're going to allow you to tap into because we're going to be the primary on the new home. We feel comfortable that once that home is sold, we would get that home equity advance back to us. So that's the whole reason.
Requirement that they have both their new loan with you in addition to this equity advance loan.
They are a pair. They are a couple. They are definitely together. You can't have one without the other.
Okay, good to know. And then this is equity, this home equity advance. Is that a percentage of the equity that they're allowed to tap into?
What we normally do, and the exact numbers are based off of an algorithm and a program that we use, but what it does is it takes the MLS listings that are in the current area for the homes, and it comes up with a range. And that particular range, based off of what you and your buyer or seller have come up with for that value of that home, which is the suggested list price, and that range, if it falls within that range, we'll allow you to borrow sometimes up to 80, 85% of that. And we do this as a protection measure, not only for us as a company, but also for our customers and our clients. Because what we don't want to do is, it's a 6-month period of time. If there are changes in the marketplace, we don't want to have a position where it's no longer a pleasant experience, or it puts us in a position where we have to have uncomfortable conversations.
You don't want people to be overextended.
Exactly.
Yeah, good. I tend to lean fiscally conservative on this issue. So it's good that you guys don't want people to overextend themselves and give them all of it.
Well, that's one of the main reasons why we do that is that conservative realm. We do worst case scenario all the time for it.
Okay, good. So then they've got 6 months on this home equity advance loan on their previous house to be able to get it up, get it ready, get it moved out first, right? Then get it ready for market, pay those mortgages in the meantime, so you're not actually having to pay on 2 properties and all that sort of stuff. And then at the end of the 6 months, either they have sold it on the market as a traditional normal sale without Knock needing to purchase the house, or at the end of the 6 months, Knock could potentially purchase it. But luckily, you guys have not had to do that yet because everybody's been able to sell and make.
We're not going to put ourselves in that position. That's one of the reasons why we do it this method, is to help out and make sure that we don't have that come up.
Excellent. Let me just take a quick look here. So we've talked about the benefits. We've talked about what the program it is. What about the parameters to qualify?
Well, we are a conventional lender. Normally, it is one of those things that a lot of people say, well, how am I going to know if I'm going to qualify? If you can qualify with a conventional lender now, you're going to qualify with us in most cases. What we do is it's a 620 minimum credit score. Of course, the debt to income ratio is, in that 45% range. But it's one of those things that if you're already out there, you're already looking, it doesn't hurt to be approved by multiple lenders and take a look and find out which program actually fits you best. I tell all my clients, I don't care if you shop around, I encourage it, because we may not be the lowest, but we might be the right solution. And I'm not trying to sell an interest rate, I'm trying to sell a particular solution and provide a solution to, our consumers and our customers that best benefits them.
Excellent. And speaking of interest rates, how do the fees and the rates compare to a traditional lender?
I tell everyone our rates are comparable with all the national lenders. We may be a little higher, we may be right around the same rate. Our fee is a very simple 1.25%. We call that the convenience fee, to use the 5 pillars within our program and to have the benefits of the 6 months and to do it on your own terms and the ease of going with this program. This is very comparable to most companies' origination fees, which can be anywhere from 1 to 1.5%. But our difference is we allow you to access the benefits of this program versus just being a standard lender, having it all crunched in together. That fee actually has a value to it.
Is there anything else that you think that people might need to know about that I might have missed, or that covered it?
You've covered pretty much all of it. What I would tell most people is have the conversation with you, Chelsea, and have the conversation with me. Let's have that conversation. Let's sit down via Zoom, via a phone call. I'm old school. I'm one of those folks that I much rather shake hands. That's how I grew up doing business, and that's how a lot of people feel comfortable. But this is a client-based industry, and have those conversations, not only with us, but with your traditional lender or the people that and see if they provide the same value. Let's have those conversations.
It's always free to get this type of education, right? To be able to just learn more about what may or may not fit your situation.
And that's the thing, knowledge is power. And one of the great things about this program is, there's a whole lot to offer. No one's ever done this before, but we're extremely successful in it. Knock's been around for more than 5 years. We continue to innovate when it comes to the home lending industry and how we provide the services. We are focused on the consumer and providing the missing pieces or reducing the hassle, as we say, that's associated with it, and providing as smooth a transition as possible.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. Anybody watching, if you're having any questions about this program or really want to dive into those details, then feel free to reach out. Contact information is below in the description. You can also check out Cape Coral Fort Myers realestate.com, see all the latest listings hitting the market, no obligations. You can also follow me on social media. I follow along with weekly articles and information that you might find handy, and it might give you some insight into what Florida life really looks like. As always, leave us a comment, hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell so you can get notified with any of this in the future. And thank you all for watching so much. And thank you, Andrew, for your time. I really appreciate you going over this with us.
Absolutely, Chelsea. I'm here to help.
Thank you. Have a great one.